Prepare for war in the days of peace.
A time of war and a time of peace. Ecclesiastes 3:8b. I recently came across a quote that stirred something deep within me. If you want peace, prepare for war. This powerful statement echoes another well-known saying, prepare for war in the days of peace. Both expressions carry profound wisdom, especially in a world where unpredictability is part of life. The truth is this: if you fail to prepare for war during peaceful times, you won't have the luxury or opportunity to do so when conflict arises. And when war does come, whether in the form of personal trials, professional setbacks, or spiritual battles, it will be a disastrous moment for the unprepared. Preparation, therefore, is not merely about anticipating hardship, it's about building the strength, discipline, strategy, and resilience required to withstand whatever challenges may come. Challenges are inevitable. Whether you pray or not, believe it or not, they will surely come. That is why the Bible urges us in Ephesians 5:16 to redeem the time, because the days are evil. The timing and nature of life's battles may be uncertain, but their arrival is guaranteed. They will manifest in different seasons of your life, during moments of transition, progress, or even rest. So it is far better to prepare early, remain vigilant, and equip yourself continually. To prepare for war in the days of peace is not to live in fear, but to live in wisdom. It means training your mind, strengthening your spirit, sharpening your skills, and deepening your relationship with God, so that when adversity comes, you are not caught off guard, but found ready and anchored in strength. Challenges in life come in different seasons, and each season presents unique demands. However, the period from age 5 to 30 is especially significant. It symbolizes a season of intentional and thorough preparation for the battles of life ahead. While a 5-year-old child may not understand much about life, this is precisely the time when foundational training should begin. As parents, guardians, or mentors, we are called to begin equipping children physically, spiritually, emotionally, and intellectually for the inevitable challenges of life. During this broad season, ages 5 to 30, some individuals are already facing serious life battles, often because their parents or guardians failed to pave the way for them. Yet the difficulties encountered in this early phase are often minor compared to the more complex and weighty challenges that emerge after age 30. From ages 10 to 20, a young person begins to make critical decisions, especially regarding identity, purpose, and direction. This is a pivotal time because choices made during this decade lay the foundation for the future. Selecting the right career path, nurturing the right friendships, and developing key habits during this period can firmly establish a person for success. Many people who identify their path early in this season often gain momentum and reach significant milestones before turning 30. On the other hand, those who miss that clarity during these years may face setbacks and delays, struggling to gain footing later in life. The age range of 20 to 30 represents another strategic window, often a season of grace to catch up. It offers a second chance to correct earlier mistakes, redefine goals, and realign one's life trajectory. During this phase, many begin to recognize the importance of making wise decisions. Those who studied the wrong course may seek additional training, switch fields, pursue further education, or explore new trades to better position themselves for long-term fulfillment and success. However, missing it during the 20s often presents even greater challenges. As one approaches 30, societal expectations begin to mount, particularly in the area of marriage. Whether you are financially or emotionally prepared or not, there is often pressure to settle down, especially when 60 to 70% of your peers are already married. Unfortunately, society tends to overlook whether you have laid a solid foundation for your life and future. The focus often shifts to outward milestones rather than internal progress, which can intensify the pressure and cloud-wise judgment. The key takeaway is this: the season from ages 5 to 30 is a gift, a window of opportunity to build a strong, purposeful life. Investing in preparation during this period can determine the quality of life in the decades that follow. Those who recognize the value of this season and use it wisely are far more likely to face the future with clarity, confidence, and strength. Unfortunately, this same season from age 10 to 30 is also marked by youthful exuberance, where many waste valuable time on frivolous and unproductive activities. It's a period when the lure of distractions is strong and the desire for instant gratification can overshadow the need for purposeful living. What many do not realize is that this window of time is one of the most critical in shaping their future. The kind of battles a person will face later in life is often determined by the choices made during this season. The enemy of our souls understands this all too well. He knows that if he can derail a person during this strategic season, causing them to take the wrong path, make poor decisions, or delay purposeful actions, he can influence the course of their entire life. If a person gets it wrong in this season, they are at risk of continuing down a path that may never lead them to their intended destiny. I have encountered several individuals who, by the spirit of discernment, I perceived were destined for greatness. Their lives bore the potential for extraordinary impact, yet they lost their way. Somewhere along the line, they made choices that disconnected them from their God-ordained purpose. As a result, the glory of God that was meant to be revealed through their lives and the prophetic destinies assigned to them seemed to vanish. During that vital season, they failed to take the necessary steps that would have unveiled the greatness within them. The enemy didn't need to attack them violently. He simply allowed them to waste their time, their focus, and their energy during a season that was meant to prepare and launch them into destiny. By doing so, he successfully orchestrated the squandering of their divine potential. Now many of them are praying earnestly for the recovery of their lost glory, unaware that glory is not simply restored by prayer alone. Glory is often revealed when one is rightly positioned, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. When a person misses their path and fails to align with God's plan in the early seasons of life, the result can be a prolonged struggle marked by frustration, confusion, and stagnation. This is why preparation, alignment, and obedience during the formative years are so vital. It is not enough to have a glorious destiny, you must also walk the path that leads to its fulfillment. And that path is most effectively discovered and followed during the season between age 10 and 30. There comes another critical season in life between the ages of 30 and 40. This season can be described as a season of super grace, a window of divine opportunity for one to retrace their steps and realign with their destiny if they had previously missed the mark. However, it's important to understand that not everyone has the grace or ability to fully recover during this season. For those who do, it often requires a complete shift in mindset, unwavering determination, and the courage to fight for restoration. Many individuals who sincerely seek God during this time may receive the grace to bounce back, rediscover their purpose, and become rightly positioned. They begin to take responsibility, embrace personal growth, and make deliberate efforts to correct past mistakes. But for others, the challenge of recovery becomes far more difficult, not necessarily because they lack desire, but because life's responsibilities have multiplied. By this stage, attention often shifts from personal development to family obligations, especially children. With the mounting need to provide for their children's education, well-being, and future, many parents find themselves financially and emotionally stretched. The resources, both time and money, needed to fix their own lives may no longer be readily available. They are forced to pour everything into the next generation, often neglecting their own growth in the process. As one crosses into the age of 40 and beyond, the dynamics change again. This is a season that, without prior preparation and grace, can be even more difficult to navigate. It's no wonder people say, "A fool at 40 is a fool forever." While this statement may sound harsh, it reflects a societal recognition that by age 40, the patterns and consequences of earlier life choices have often crystallized. This stage of life typically brings heavier responsibilities, financial demands, societal expectations, family obligations, and more. Children are growing and requiring more resources. In some countries, aging parents may need support, and in-laws, extended family, and community pressures all converge, leaving little room for personal reorientation unless there is extraordinary divine intervention. At this point, many parents shift their entire focus to their children, uttering phrases like, "Where I couldn't reach, my children will go." While this may seem noble, if these parents fail to properly prepare their children during their own formative years, the cycle of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential may repeat. The result is a generational problem, one where the failures of the past are passed down rather than resolved. From this analysis, it becomes clear if we fail to prepare for war during times of peace, our youth, we will be ill-equipped to face the battles of life when they come. And when those battles catch up with us, they can disrupt or even destroy our destiny. This is why preparation, wisdom, and spiritual discernment during the earlier seasons of life are not optional. They are essential. Peaceful seasons are not times to relax into complacency, but to build, to learn, to align with purpose, and to position oneself for a victorious future. How to prepare for war in times of peace. Preparation. During peaceful seasons is the key to prevailing when life's inevitable battles arise. Whether those battles are spiritual, emotional, financial, or relational, victory is reserved for those who took time to lay a solid foundation. Below are essential ways to prepare effectively. 1. Seek wisdom early. The Bible declares wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, and with all thy getting get understanding. Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom helps you discern the seasons of life and make decisions today that safeguard your tomorrow. Seek godly counsel, study the Word of God diligently, and surround yourself with people who challenge your thinking and elevate your perspective. Seeking wisdom early prevents unnecessary detours and equips you with clarity for the journey ahead. Wisdom is what turns knowledge into sound action. It is the foundation upon which every other form of preparation stands. 2. Define your path. Early. Clarity of purpose is crucial. Many people waste precious years wandering aimlessly because they never took time to define their life's path. Ask yourself, what am I called to do? Where am I going? Who am I becoming? Between the ages of 10 and 30, one must intentionally explore and define their goals, calling, and long-term aspirations. This includes making thoughtful decisions about education, career paths, and lifestyle choices. A well-defined path helps you set priorities, avoid distractions, and build momentum early in life. 3. Equip yourself spiritually early. Life is more spiritual than physical. The earlier you recognize this, the better. Spiritual strength enables you to stand firm when adversity strikes. Begin cultivating a deep, consistent relationship with God early. Learn to pray, study the scriptures, hear God's voice, and obey His leading. In times of war, whether it's a personal crisis, career challenge, or family issue, it is your spiritual depth that will sustain you. People who are spiritually equipped don't panic under pressure. They stand in faith and emerge victorious. 4. Equip yourself intellectually early. Your mind is a battlefield, and knowledge is a weapon. Equipping yourself intellectually means intentionally pursuing education, developing critical thinking skills, staying informed, and embracing lifelong learning. Read widely. Take courses. Develop practical skills. Don't just aim for certificates, aim for competence. What you know and how well you apply it can significantly determine how you handle life's toughest seasons. An informed, mentally prepared individual is better positioned to seize opportunities, solve problems, and rise above challenges. Conclusion: there is a time for peace, and there is a time for war. But the outcome of war is often determined in the days of peace. Peaceful seasons are not for idle living. They are divine opportunities to gather strength, sharpen focus, and build capacity for what lies ahead. We must not be deceived by calm seasons. The absence of visible conflict does not mean the absence of future battles. Life has a way of testing every foundation. The storms will come, the winds will blow, and only those who are deeply rooted, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, will remain standing. If you are in your youthful years between 5 and 30, know this: you are in one of the most strategic windows of your life. It is a season of sowing, learning, building, and becoming. Do not waste it on distractions or delay. Use it to align with God, define your path, develop your gifts, and prepare for the journey ahead. What you do now will echo in the decades to come. If you are beyond this age bracket, it is not too late. There is still a grace season, especially in your 30s, to recalibrate, recover, and realign. But this requires urgency, wisdom, and surrender to God's leading. Even if past years were wasted, God can still redeem time if you respond with humility and obedience. Ultimately, the battles of life are not won on the day of conflict. They are won in the days of discipline. Prepare now, build now, align now, so that when your war season comes, you will not just survive, you will overcome, you will conquer, and you will fulfill destiny.